Hello everybody, it's Dante here. We're here at Silverstone, a bright, sunny, clear Silverstone at the new karting track for a test championship round run by Silverstone in their karts. 3 random gridded heats, 85 kilo weight limit. The big question is, can we win it? Silverstone ran 2 weight classes, lightweights and heavyweights. Obviously we were in the lightweights 85 kilos, heavyweights was 100 kilos. We would not race each other, we only race those in our class. They'll definitely run a slightly lower weight limit when it actually comes to it. But nonetheless, we headed into the briefing room. You have my friend Sam Pooley here watching my videos, trying to get all the tips and tricks before his heavyweight race. But no further ado, let's go straight into it with heat number 1. Hello everyone, we are back finally with the live commentaries. It's been a while, usually we do it with Club 100, but nonetheless we're going to do it with this video. And it's quite a similar format actually to the Club 100 videos that I did last year. The 3 random gridded heats, very similar format, just this time no final. But we're going to start here with heat number 1, and it was a rolling start, okay? But straight off the bat, I don't know if you can notice already on the screens, false start flags are out. I think the leaders just went a little bit too early there, and we were briefed that if we didn't nail the first start, we'd have to start single file. So as you can see, we've all seen that it is full start flags. So we're now backing off, letting those who we passed to go back past. I don't think everyone came back past, but I was trying to give everyone an opportunity. I mean, I held back, but if they didn't want the place back, they didn't want the place back. So I think we probably started a little bit higher than we should have in this. I don't know why I'm sat so far behind the driver in front, but yeah, we're going to stay in the tram lines. That was also another thing. We're allowed to break the formation as we cross that yellow line that we just passed there. And here we go, heat number 1. What can we do? This is the first proper race that I've done on this track since the demo the previous year. So yeah, it's been a while. It's going to be quite fun to actually see how to race. We're going up the inside of some drivers here with 3 wide, and if we look to the right, it looks like one driver ended up going on the grass, which is a shame. Because we did try and leave as much space on the outside of us, but I guess 3 into 1 just does not go. So many good areas to overtake here at Silverstone, this bank corner being one of them. Really enjoyed it there. You can see Adam Nather making some moves here, and this is when I realised how strong the slipstream is. So I was trying to get back into a slipstream. You can see here kart parity seems pretty decent, which is good considering they haven't spent a lot of time on it yet. They are going to. But already initial thoughts is they're looking good. We lost a few places there. We saw some drivers up the inside. We do not want to go side by side through the chicane, so we were just trying to find an area to slot in. We try and send this driver, but they undercut us straight back. So again, with just the amount of space there is on this circuit, it is quite easy just to do an undercut on another driver, especially those who try and overtake you. You can see the driver ahead clip the inside curve at the last corner, which you don't really want to do. So it gives us a lovely run going into turn number 1. And turn number 1, definitely one of my stronger corners, I think. I really love its fast flowing nature of it. But yeah, this is our first race actually on the international track. So we're just trying to get comfortable with things here. And I think a lot of the other drivers are doing the same, just trying to get a good feel for how racing works here. We're going to go side by side with this driver here. We're all up on the curbs. To be honest, not the brightest idea trying to make it side by side through the chicane. Maybe I was just hoping the driver would back off. Obviously they didn't. They're entitled to kind of stay there because I haven't actually quite cleared them yet. But nonetheless, we got the overtake done. I haven't put a position counter or anything like that on the screen because you can see it on our screens here. There's new screens on the karts, the Sodi screens. Really good, give you so much information. As you can see, it's all kicking off in front of us, and this is why you don't want to go side by side through the chicane. It does get messy. We were having a look at an opportunity there. We could have made it work, but it was probably just a little bit too far back. We don't want to make a mess of things. We're trying to work forward. There's no point going for every single move possible. It's important that we are tactical. We do our moves in places where it's not going to lose us a lot of time, okay? So me and this driver to the right are now in the slipstream of the 2 drivers ahead. And we're going to push this driver along as the other driver to our right hand side in the number 12 car, trying to be as aerodynamic as possible. We slide through here and then 2 wide through here. Maybe I could have given them a bit more space, but nonetheless we all survived. And I'm just trying to look over to my right and see if I can get back over to the right hand side. So we've made a few places now. I believe we're up to 6th place as it says on the screen, maybe higher than that now, as I really mess up the chicane. I smash all the curbs there and really don't want to touch any of them, apart from maybe the last one, which is a nice flat curb. But otherwise, yeah, you want to leave these curbs alone for the most part, and that's quite, you know, it's a good thing and a bad thing. Usually you like absolutely nailing the curbs, and I think in the wet the curbs are still relatively useful because it like kind of brings the kart round the corner. But at the same time, in the dry, leaving the curbs alone, well, it stops you from committing track limits. So I was trying to remember what to say about that. Yeah, having the big curves really forces you to, well, stay off them altogether, because it means you have to be very precise with your driving, especially this last corner here where you've got a high curve with a rumble strip on the right hand side, where if you take it too much it just drags you out. So you've got to be perfect. You've got to be perfect. We're behind Adam Naffer now. We've got a decent slipstream and he's going to let us through. I think we worked together in the practice earlier. I think he knows following me is a good thing, because I can pull him towards the next drivers, and it is Ed Bars and Aidan Hassan, I believe, in the distance. And yeah, they're doing a good job, but yeah, we couldn't catch them. As you can see, if anything, we're even further back, which is annoying, and I know exactly why, and it's because I wasn't very consistent. I made a few errors. Also, having the visor camera means I can't really see much, but that's not an excuse at all. That was my choice. But no, we didn't catch them up, but we did set the fastest lap on the last lap here. And this is the lap itself. This is the last lap, and as I say, beautiful day here at Silverstone. Really just trying to learn how the Sodi karts feel on the full track, because obviously this is the first time for me and pretty much everyone else as well. I think there are a few Silverstone staff members in this race who are obviously racers as well, so they definitely probably have a small upper hand because they already know a little bit the direction of the track, but more so how the karts feel on the track. But again, it's not exactly difficult to get used to. I think these karts are very easy to get used to, 100%. They're really nice, very grippy. They turn easily. I think for anyone, they're very easy to deal with. But that's heat number 1, and we finished 3rd, which is a good start. It's a good start. Heat number 2 then, and as you can see, we are starting a little bit higher up, which is welcomed, absolutely. And we are starting on the left-hand side, but can we get the start right this time? Let's have a look. So it is Peter Stockman on the pole, and he's already gone. He's already bolted it, and you can see the marshal on the side furiously trying to slow us down, but it's too late. We all know it's going to be a full start, and lo and behold, full start flags came back up on the screen. So we try again. We're now in single file. I think everyone is moderately where they're meant to start. We're going to go in the left tram line this time. So yeah, single file start, which is a shame, because I feel obviously starting 3rd on the left-hand side, that would have been very helpful. We're allowed to, as I say, we're allowed to break tram lines after yellow lines, so don't come shouting at me. This driver to the right opens up the corner, but that's a nice easy overtake for us, just straight lining it to the first corner, and we're now behind Adam and another driver here. I'm not sure on the name of them. Coming around this corner, they get a little bit out of shape, but we're going to come up on the inside here. Great move, double overtake, very nice indeed, and we can focus on trying to catch up to Peter, who is just a bit ahead of us here. He's already got a small gap, and he was actually quickest in the practice, was Peter, so we know he can drive. We are obviously in a different kart this time as well compared to heat number 1. I think I actually preferred the heat 1 kart. I think it was very slightly quicker, but regardless, this kart was still more than good enough, which is all you need really when it comes to racing at Silverstone, because as long as you're in the slipstream of a driver, you will keep up with them, even with slight differences. Obviously, if it's a big difference, then yeah, you're probably not going to keep up, but a fast kart and a slightly slower kart, as long as you are in the slipstream, you can keep up with them, and I think that will really help Silverstone out actually with the parity anyway. So we are slowly trying to catch up to Peter here. I think also another thing to note was there were a mix of warm and cold karts in every heat, and you could barely notice the difference because Silverstone is so grippy. The kart tyres are clearly very grippy. You really couldn't notice it, so that's another good thing that Silverstone has in their favour. You can see here already Peter trying to defend, which tells me very early on that you know, he has no plans on breaking away. He's going to keep his first place no matter what. and you can see the slipstream working really well for us, and this is exactly what I mean. I was not expecting him to slow down mid-corner like that, so that's why I ran into him. Accidental, of course. He gets slightly out of shape here, and now we're going to just sit on his bumper and try and get into the slipstream here. And you can see we just, well, it's quite even as we go up here, but I got a little bit of benefit from the slipstream, but we're going to try and brake later than him, and he actually brakes later than we expected. So he manages to hold on to the position. Good racing here, but he holds on to it, and we're going to have to rethink and plan again. We're not going to go for a move straight away. We don't want the rest of the pack to come after us too quickly. I wanted to reevaluate, if you like, see if we've still got a gap or not. But I know it doesn't really matter because Peter's going to defend his position anyway. But yeah, as I said, it is 85 kg this, as Peter is still defending. So I try and push him along to try and convince him to not defend. Didn't work. But yeah, it is 85 kg. I actually had 25 kg in the posts. Now, I was a little bit worried as to how that would feel out there on the track, but it actually felt quite alright. So I was still able to, I thought I'd be at a big disadvantage because I usually like having my weight all in the middle, but it didn't actually come to anything. It was more than reasonable. I think there's very few right-handers anyway, so if anything it probably helps. But we're going to sell Peter the dummy here a little bit. I mean, it's an easy corner to overtake on that bank corner. Really, really good corner there. We're going to see if we can work together then and break away. And it's just all about pushing our braking spot, doing good lines, using the rumble strip in places where we want to use it, and just getting our head down, just getting used to the feeling of these karts and this track. And I've got to say I'm very excited for future events. I think Silverstone's going to have a really solid, well, they've got a solid baseline as it is. You know, the karts are already great, the track's great, and they can just build it up from there onwards. But we are going to go on to the last lap here, and we didn't actually break away from Peter, to be honest. There were times when we got a little gap, but he was actually right on our tail right at the end here, and crossing the line, checkered flag, and we get the win. So it's a third place and a first onto heat 3. Onto heat 3 then. As you can see, it's a little bit darker now. Obviously we were alternating with the heavyweights, but now it's time for our final heat, and you can see we're quite far back again. So yeah, relatively mixed grids here. I'm not too sure how accurate they were in terms of how random they were, and if everyone's average was similar, not really too sure. But we're going to start again anyway. I think this is probably one of the more exciting heats. We're going to follow Morris on the inside, but he starts braking, so we have to change course here. We're like, well, we've got to find a position somehow. We can't just stay behind a driver who's braking. A little bit of contact here, kept our foot stuck in a little bit. Now following Peter and this other driver as well. We're going to be going side by side through here. We're up on the curb. Again, we weren't expecting that driver to slow down mid-corner, so a little bit of clumsy contact from us. And then we're going to think about sending it on Peter, but we know he's going to shut the door. I just had a slight feeling there, so we just had to avoid it. But up around the outside, we have Aiden Hassan, who's just come out of absolutely nowhere, and has done well to get himself into that position, to be honest. And now these drivers are side by side ahead of us, and we want them to continue this battle, so maybe they have a coming to blows in through the chicane here, but they don't come to blows. They're actually very respectful, and it's very clean racing. So back to the drawing board, and instead we do make a move on Aiden Hassan here for well, we haven't crossed the line yet, so we don't know what position, but we're going to overtake Peter as well the following corner. So 2 positions in 2 corners, some good moves here, and I'm just trying to point to Peter. I don't want to chop his nose off while we focus on trying to catch up to the drivers ahead. Now, we've had 2 good heats, so we're definitely in the running for winning the overall event, even though it's a test. Well, we all still want to do well. And out of nowhere, Peter comes back past. So, yeah, no teamwork to be had, which is completely fair enough. You know, no one has to work with anyone. But also, up the inside comes Aiden Hassan, and then I hit the curb and accidentally understeer into him, but he's got the place. So yeah, we are losing some considerable time. This is not a good start. If this was Club 100, I'll be very upset with the start that I've had. And I mean, this isn't Club 100, but I am still upset with the start that I've had. I was hoping it'd be a bit better, but we're going to try and use the grass here. We were still on the track. We still had 2 wheels on the white lines, right? And then we're behind Aiden, but we're going to brake much later and go up the inside here. And That's if you get really used to the brake pedal in the Sony karts, you can brake really late. They're really fun actually on the braking, especially in the damp as well. But no damp weather to be had here. It's completely dry. It's a little bit chilly, I won't lie, but it's completely dry. And now our full focus is set on trying to catch the drivers ahead, and you can see the top two have already got a decent breakaway here, which is not good for us. We just need to hope that we can get at least third or something here. I mean, the races were 12 minutes long, so that's actually quite a reasonable amount of time. Obviously in Club 100 it was only 7-minute heat, so you really felt pushed for time. I would be a bit more stressed out if this was 7 minutes. But with 12 minutes, you know, we can still do something, and we just have to drive really well, try and catch up, stick in the slipstream here of Peter, and go from there while we admire the beautiful sunset that you can enjoy here at Silverstone. Absolutely beautiful, to be honest. But so is our driving, and we do a great corner and catch up to Peter, and now we're thinking about making a move. He spots us here, but we stop back behind because we're not really getting a good run, but we're trying to just get into the slipstream again, and this time we are going to brake a bit later. We're still going to give space. We know Peter is still there, but we get the place at least. And now we've caught these three drivers ahead very quickly as well, because they've been in an intense battle. And we're going to go straight for it actually. We're going to go up the inside here. We've got the driver on the left hand side just slotting in behind us, which is smart thinking, because we don't want to lose even more time here going side by side, and I'm just appreciating that. And then our focus now is on Lee Schnitzler. So again, in the slipstream here, we're just about, it's all about the slipstream, utilising the slipstream as much as possible. It's very even here at the end of the straight, but we do have track position, and now we can focus on the next driver who's looking a little sideways, looking a bit, you know, slidey, let's say that. Definitely likes getting the rear out, which you don't want to do in these karts, but he is defending his position. He's trying to hold on to his space. Fair enough, it's a race, so we need to think of something here. He's going to come to the right. We're going to think about going up the inside, but we're just a little bit too far back. So now we're going to think about doing it up this hill. And he has a look behind and sees that we're not really gaining anything, but as the straight goes on, we're just slowly gaining the slipstream, and we're able to pull alongside and make the move stick, which is really good. Now it's just a case of catching up to Ed Bars and another driver ahead. I'm not sure which driver this is. It's very difficult to recognise people when they're on the helmet, but we just need to drive perfectly and see if we can really cut that time down. But we got back up to 5th already, so as I say, we've been able to do quite a bit in a short space of time. Now it's just about putting the pedal down, being as perfect as possible, and to be honest, at this point, you know, the top two have got such a breakaway, and we've got to get through these two drivers ahead of us as well. We know that the win's not really on the cards in this heat, but we've had a win already. We've had a P3, albeit in the first race we got promoted to P2 because of a time penalty for a driver ahead. So overall, we're sitting very pretty at the moment with our results as the drivers ahead battle, which is great for us because it means we have, well, we're going to catch up really fast now as we attack the chicane quite a lot. Probably the best, one of the best corners on the track actually is the chicane, just in terms of difficulty as well, because especially when it's a bit damp, you can lose it through there and go flying off. So you've got to be cautious through there. We do have Aiden Hassan in the Force India colours, I'd like to say, right behind us. He's not struggling at all for pace. He's going around very quickly. I believe he also does some fleet testing as well, as do other drivers. So yeah, he knows his way around, which is good, because it's good to have that sort of competition. But we are slowly catching these drivers ahead. I say slowly, we're already on their tail. It's been one lap, which is good, but it's been helped with the fact that they've been battling. So now in our head, we're just thinking, you know, if we just get through these next two drivers, we should be able to do something, or maybe we can solidify the win, hopefully. Ed Bars goes defensive. We actually benefited from a double slipstream here. Obviously, Ed had no slipstream whatsoever, so we do accidentally tap him twice, but although he did lay on the brakes a bit longer than we were expecting. This driver here gives us space, so a thumbs up of appreciation for that. And yeah, Ed has a good look behind, sees that it's me, and he's like, right, what's going to happen here? I'm going to move to the outside here while he covers the inside, but we're going to change up and we're going to go down the inside. What a great move that is. And you can do that quite a lot around this track, but it's not done yet. Ed is still up our inside here, and it is definitely a drag race. And to be honest, I just kind of came over hoping that he would back out a little bit. I just braked hoping that he wasn't still there, and he wasn't still there. And actually, I think Aiden Hassan followed me through. So with that in mind, am I really expecting to be able to break away? I'm not sure. I think I managed to get a small gap here, but unfortunately I missed the apex, completely missed the corner there, so no good from me. And Aiden Hassan is all over me again. So there he is, and I'm like, yes, okay, cool. At least, you know, at least it should only be between us two now for P3. And it's still 4 minutes to go, as you can see on the screens. The screens are very useful in terms of how long's left, the position, and everything like that. You can see we're in 3rd place. And now into this corner. Again, 1st corner, 2nd corner. I definitely feel like my strong points. This turn 3 is a bit harder, but up the inside comes Aiden. We saw it coming from yesterday, and we're not going to fight that too hard, to be honest. We don't want to get sucked into the battle again after all that work on getting through it. So we're just going to stick behind. It looks like he's going to defend his position quite hard. So, yeah, and he's obviously getting it sideways under braking, so making his kart wider, making it more difficult to overtake. So it's smart defending here. And he's still going to cover the inside. I'm going to cover the inside with him just in case another driver wants to pounce on me into the corner. All still very close though. I think the drivers behind are still very close. The leaders are gone by this point. I mean, we're setting, I think our best times are very similar to leads. But here we go, I'm down the inside on Aiden. That was a pretty good move. Quite last minute, had to be very late on the brakes. But it was a good move nonetheless. And now in our head, we know that we have to defend this position now. We're just not going to. There's no point trying to work with any drivers, and you can see we actually have got a small gap now, and that train just behind us, we're all kind of 3 wide. So this is our time to break away. We're going to try and break away and just solidify the P3. Really, you know, the leaders are gone, but it's not always that simple. Unfortunately, the slipstream is strong. Unfortunately, Aiden is a good driver. I say unfortunately, it's fortunately. It's good to have some good battles, and he does catch us back up. In all the other races, we actually did receive the checkered flag on this lap, but on this particular heat, we ended up getting another lap. So I'm like, oh God, he's just caught up to me. I thought, yeah, I've had it done. But no, there's one more lap, and we're keeping a very close eye. We're going to pull out all the stops, try and defend our position. We want to keep this P3. We don't know how close it is on points against the other drivers. So we go to cover it a little bit, not much. I thought that was really good defensive action there, but somehow he gets an unbelievable cutback. And this is what I mean. It is very difficult to defend here at Silverstone. It's, you know, you think you mildly cover it, you come out the corner really well, and still he was able to clear me. You know, and if I didn't defend like that, he would have easily gone up the inside. How do you defend it? I don't know. You know, turn 3 is just so weirdly wide that the racing is pretty good. We try and keep him stuck to the inside there, but we miss our braking spot anyway. And now in my head, I'm thinking he's actually done me on the last lap here, and I'm not going to get back past. I'm thinking, do I cover the inside or try and go for the inside? I know he's going to go really tight. So again, we try and scare him here to keeping it really tight. So we open it up a little bit, and we're going to cut underneath. He gives us a little bit of space here. We tank the grass a little bit. He brakes early, so I think he's going to get an undercut here. So I tried to brake as well and cover the inside. I know exactly where he's going. And I spot him here. We give him the space. And it was a great battle at the end there to conclude Heat 3. What a good result. So that's it for Silverstone, the Test Championship round here. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great fun. I thought the karts were working well. The whole ballast system works really well. And Silverstone have got a good baseline here to work with. I hope you enjoyed watching. I thought the racing was excellent. The track is really well designed for it. I'm looking forward to not having to weigh up to 85 kilos. But yeah, our great results, our P1, P2, P3, got our overall win, and we're very happy. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. See you soon, and take care.